I'm thankful I've never tasted alcohol. Never tasted it. Well, I've had NyQuil a couple times. Okay. See, if you want to get somebody to believe a lie, you have to mix it with some truth. They do the same thing with beer, though. They try to associate beer with sports. What does beer have to do with sports? They get some big football player holding his can of Bud Dummer, or Bud Stupid. They call it Budweiser. It don't make him any wiser, that's for sure. He's got his Bud Dummer, Miller Low Life, or Dead Dog, whatever it is. He says, man, you drink this stuff and you will be a football player. Yeah, right. Bible says, you drink that stuff, you will wreck your life. Who hath woe? Who hath wounds without cause? They that tarry long at the wine. Bible says, don't even look at it when it gets fermented. Habakkuk said, woe to him who giveth his neighbor drink. There's a lot in the Bible about don't even touch that stuff. One kid said, what's the matter, Hovind? Don't you like beer? I said, I don't know. I've never tasted it. I'm 52 years old, never had a drop in my life. Well, I've had NyQuil a couple times. He said, how do you know you won't like it if you don't try it? I said, now, son, that's a brilliant way to live your life. Let me ask you a question, son. Have you ever laid your head under a semi-truck? Well, how do you know you won't like it if you don't try it? You don't have to try everything to figure out if it's good or bad, okay? There are other ways to learn, like watching somebody else do it. Wow, don't do that. That will hurt. Like famous redneck last words. Hey, y'all, watch this. Oh, I wonder how I broke my arm. What happened here? Jesus turned the water into non-alcoholic wine. First mention of wine in the Bible is after the flood. Hovind theory. In the pre-flood world, there was a canopy over the top of the air that protected the earth, and the wine would never ferment. In Genesis 19, we see where Lot, his wife, turned into the pillar of salt in chapter 19, and his two daughters, who'd been raised up in sodomite schools, they said, hey, let's make Dad drink wine and get him drunk, and Dad can sleep with us and get us pregnant. His own daughters did this. Wow, what a wonderful time we're having, aren't we? Headaches, memory loss, slow thinking, slurred spurts. It'll make you stupid. Jesus turned the water into non-alcoholic wine.
A little fellow walking into a bar, and standing outside is a nun. And she looks at him and she says, before you enter this den of iniquity, think of your mother and your father. He said, they're dead. They're dead in heaven. She said, well, think of the damage the alcohol is going to do to your brain. Huh? What are you talking about? Have you ever had a drink? And the nun says, no. He said, well, how the hell can you stand there talking about it and saying drink is going to do damage to the brain? I'll tell you what, I'll go in, get you a drink, bring it out, give it to you, you drink it. If you don't like it, then you can talk about it. But don't talk about things you've never experienced. What'll you have? And the nun says, I don't know. What do ladies generally drink? He says, gin. She says, all right, I'll have a gin. But get it in a cup so nobody will notice. The fellow goes into the bar and he says, give us a pint of beer and a double gin in a cup. The fellow says, is that bloody nun out there again?